buong mundo na ang Pilipino may kakayanan na magpahusay ng kabuhayan Pilipino.
That we call on all patriotic Filipinos to discard ideological differences, party affiliations, disparity of religious beliefs and regional origins, to close our ranks, stand behind one flag, commit our honor, dedicate our lives to fight as best we can in defense of our country.
Ang ating katipunan. Ang ating katipunan. Ang palatuntunang maghahatid sa inyo ng mahahalagang impormasyon tungkol sa mga kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Ang ating katipunan.
Magbibigay liwanag sa mga katanungang nagdudulot ng pagkalito sa mga mamamayan hango sa aral ng pandaigdigang kasaysayan.
Ang ating katipunan.
Makikinig sa inyong mga daing at kuro-kuro sa pagsusuri ng mga kasalukuyang suliranin ng ating bayan at ng buong mundo.
Ang ating katipunan.
Maglalatag ng kalutasan ng mga sanhi ng paghihirap ng kalagayan at kabuhayan ng sambayanan.
Ang ating katipunan.
Ihahatid sa inyo ni Itos Valdes ng Philippine LaRouche Society at Partido Politikal ng Katipunan ng Demokratikong Pilipino kasama si Cathy Cruz.
Hudyat, 1 minuto makalipas ang ikapito ng gabi, Philippine Standard Time. Ngayon po ay araw ng Linggo, ika-14 ng Hulyo 2024. It's July 14, 2024. Magandang gabi mga katipon sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Welcome po sa palatuntunang Ang Ating Katipunan. Ito po ang inyong katipon, Cathy Cruz, na inyo pong makakasama sa loob ng 2 oras. At syempre, kasama pa rin natin ang Pangulo ng Katipunan ng Demokratikong Pilipino, walang iba kundi si Itos Valdes. Magandang gabi sa iyo, Itos.
Magandang gabi, Cathy, and good evening to sa lahat ng tagapanood and tagapakinig ng ating Katipunan. Welcome ulit sa maraming nagbabagang balita ngayon. We will get into it right away, no? But good evening po, and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at YouTube and Rumble sa lahat ng balita, yung totoong balita, hindi po yung fake news. Good evening po.
Thank you, Itos. At syempre sa lahat po ng mga nanonood ngayon at nakikinig sa pamagitan po ng radyo, manatili po kayo makinig sa loob ng 2 oras at syempre kayo po ay nakikinig dito pa rin sa himpilan ng RMN DZXL 558 kHz AM band at sabayan niyo po kaming napapanood sa mga social media accounts ng Katipunan Channel. Sundan niyo po kami, katulad ng sinabi kanina ni Ito, sundan niyo po kami sa FB page, YouTube, Rumble, X at Instagram, ang Katipunan Channel. Habang nanonood po kayo, pakiclick na rin po ang like, share at subscribe sa amin pong mga social media accounts. At mag-iwan din po kayo ng bakas, no? Mag-iwan po kayo ng komento sa ating pong talakayan na ginagawa po o gagawin ngayong gabi ito. Anyway, ngayong pong gabi ay pag-uusapan po natin ang pag-atake kay dating US President Donald Trump. At syempre ang daigdig na nasa bingit ng digmaan. Kanina lamang ay bumulaga sa ating lahat ang balita mula sa Estados Unidos ang nangyaring assassination o tangkang pagpatay sa dating Pangulo ng Estados Unidos na si Donald Trump. Bakit mahalagang suriin ito? Ano ang kaugnayan at kahalagahan nito sa mga kaganapan sa Pilipinas at sa mga bansa sa buong mundo? Samantala, nitong nakaraang linggo lamang ay naglabas ang Pulse Asia Research Incorporated sa isinagawa nilang June 2024 nationwide survey on national concerns. Ito yung 17 agarang pambansang suliranin ng mga Pilipino At syempre, ang nalalapit na 2024 o ikatlong State of the Nation Address ni Pangulong Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Sa darating pong Lunes yan, mangyayari sa July 22, 2024. Sa lahat po ng mga nangyayari ito, ano ang madalas na pangunahing laman ng mga balita sa radyo at pahayagan? Ano ang mga prioridad ng liderato ng pamahalaan? May kinalaman ba sa sikmura ng sambayan ng Pilipino? Hinahanap ba nila o hinahanapan ba nila at ginagawa ng paraan para mabigyang kalutasan ang suliranin nating lahat o sa halip dagdag na pasakit sa taong bayan? Samahan niyo po kami sa mga pagsusuri at pagbabalik tanaw sa ilang mahalagang pangyayari sa loob at labas ng ating bansa. Bago po tayo magpatuloy sa talakayan, ibigay po muna natin ang pagpapakilala sa ating palatuntunan.
Ang ating katipunan ay mapakikinggan sa himpilan ng DZXL 558 kHz AM band. Kayo ay nakikinig sa
Ating Katipunan.
Ang ating katipunan ay maririnig sa DZXL 558 sa talapihitan ng inyong mga radyo tuwing linggo alas 7 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi.
Okay, tayo po ay muli nagbabalik dito pa rin sa ating palatuntunan ang ating katipunan. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, muli Cathy Cruz, at syempre kasama pa rin natin si Itos Valdes. Well, Itos, no, nakakagulat kanina, bumulaga sa ating lahat yung nangyari, no, na tangkang assassination o tangkang pagpatay dito kay Pangulong Donald Trump. Ano ba ang masasabi mo tungkol dito? Itos?
Well, definitely it's nakaka-shock po at lahat ng mga leader sa mundo, whether they mean it or not, nagpapadala sila ng letters and statements of concern, no, on the welfare of President Trump. Alam po natin na marami sa kanila ay kumakalaban at in the past month, they've been calling for his removal. Yung iba nga dyan, yung mga nasa Democratic Party, sinasabi, mas ano yung pagsalita, mas maanghang pa yung salita. So this and what's happening in America now is very divisive, no? Although tingnan natin po si President Trump kasi has been leading in all the polls. And recently, just to put it in context, there was a debate. Yung naghamon dyan yung CNN. Pero yung debate nila against Biden ay parang inayos ng CNN na walang audience. Tapos yung mga mics nila pwedeng patayin ng organizer ng CNN. Tapos lumalabas pa may kodigo si Biden. Pero bagamat parang lugi, lutong Macau ang nagaganap na debate, lumos yung totoong nakita ng tao, yung medyo sensitive na kalagayan ni Biden at medyo masama ang dating sa kanya. Following that, nag-press con pa si Biden, nagyabang siya na gusto niya mag-press con at hindi siya lumalabas at hindi siya titigil sa pagpakbo. Nung nag-press con, mas masama pa yung dating. Lalo nang umingay yung mga dati niyang kakampi sa mainstream media at sa mga kapartido niya na kailangan na bumaba na siya. Pero ngayon pa man, sinasabi niya at pinapanindigan niya na siya pa rin ang kandidato sa Democratic Party. So tignan natin. Meantime, umiikot ng US si Trump. Ang lalaki ng mga rally, ang lalaki ng suporta sa kanya at lumalakas pa siya. Sa lahat ng mga polls, siya na yung leading po. At nagsasabi nga ng mga ibang political analyst na malamang landslide na panalo niya sa November. At ito yung konteksto na nangyari itong assassination attempt. And make no mistake, it is an assassination attempt. Kahit yung mga iba dyan na ayaw kay Trump, kahit sinasabi nilang ano daw to, peke daw, sarsuela daw, pati yung mga sinasabing eksperto dito, yung ayaw kay Trump, sinasabi nila peke-neke daw. Pero pag suriin mo, pag-isipin nyo mabuti, at paggamit ng common sense, mahirap ipeke yung ganyan. Yung buong reaksyon, na namatay may isang namatay sa bleacher, sa rally, at si Trump talagang duguan. So hindi peke yung dugo, at talagang may assassination attempt. So this was very shocking. Hanggang ngayon, pag tumingin po kayo sa Twitter, yun ang lalaman sa mga feeds. And there is a point where nung kinarga si Trump o tangkang ilagay sa vehicle yung si President Trump pagkatapos na pambabaril, parang sinuway niya yung mga bodyguard niya at nagbigay ng mensahe sa mga suporta niya na laban pa rin ako kahit duguan na siya.
Yes.
So, marami nagsasabi dito na peke, artista, gano'n. Bayaan mo sila. Magaling sila eh. So, pero sa palagay po natin, hindi to peke, hindi to artista. Mahirap i-stage yung ganyan. Kailangan sobrang galing yung mangbabaril at ano. So, pero ang suspecho po namin based on the initial, ang suspicion namin is it's an inside job kasi maraming security lapses, which is more dangerous because if America seems to want Trump to be the next president, and based on what Trump has been doing and saying in his speeches, and if his last term was any indication, na walang regime change, walang war. Yung kalaban niya, yung mga tinatawag natin na deep state ng mundo, hindi lang sa bansa niya. So marami siyang kalaban at sinasabi nga ng mga tao, you will be known by the quality of your enemies. Yung mga kalaban ni Trump, siya yung mga oligarko at siya yung mga tinatawag na elite sa mundo na gusto ng depopulation, na gusto magkalat ng disease at war. So kung yun ang kalaban mo, ibig sabihin takot sila sa'yo. So maraming interesadong patayin si Trump. Okay, but for now, I'd like to play maybe a short video from the YouTube Right Side Broadcasting Network, which carried the events live. So this is unedited and this is not a news edit reel. This is from the live broadcast. So we can watch it now and see what happens and then we will comment on that. Okay?
Right here on Right Side Broadcasting Network, we'll have the speakers as they take the stage in Milwaukee on Monday. But also, of course, any other rallies that are announced, we will cover them. But here in Butler, Pennsylvania, we know that in 2016, great support from the state of Pennsylvania, among other swing states. The same went for 2020 in the sense of support. And then you could just see right there. I mean, you don't need me to tell you. You don't need anyone to really say anything. It's those visuals right there on the left side of your screen. Look at that sea of people. I saw Cat Turd on Truth Social and on X. He simply took a screenshot of our shot there and simply just said, wow. And I think that's exactly what we're all looking at today. Look at all those people. It's just wonderful to see that. I mentioned earlier, of course, everybody, I want to throw it to President Trump.
President of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
This is a big crowd. This is a big, big, beautiful crowd. I wish the fake news back there would show it. I wish they'd spin their cameras and show it, because nobody would believe it. You know, the other day, Biden was saying, I got big crowds, meaning him. He gets big crowds. He doesn't know what a big... And there were like 93 people there. 93, you know what that is? That's where the front row Joes sit, right here, 93. We got more than 93 front row Joes. Hello, Butler, and hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots, and that's what you are, and we got to bring our country back to health, because our country is going to hell, if you haven't noticed. Millions and millions of people are pouring in from prisons and from mental institutions. We're going to stop it. We're going to get it stopped. We're going to bring them back. As he said, we're going to bring them back. We're going to deport. With the help of everyone here tonight, we're going to win Pennsylvania this November. We're going to defeat crooked Joe Biden and laughing Kamala Harris. And we're going to take back the White House, and we're going to take back our country. We're going to take it back. Our country's been stolen from us. You see that? It's the greatest, one of the greatest crimes is what they've done over 4 years, and hiding what the obvious facts are, isn't it? Huh? Isn't it a shame? You run for the President of the United States from a basement. All very dishonest stuff, but you know, we're going to have the greatest election. I tell you what, we did fantastically in 2016. We did much better in 2020. You know, we did much better. And it was rigged. It was a rigged deal, but we did much better. But it's nothing compared to the enthusiasm all over, not just in Pennsylvania, all over. It is nothing compared to the enthusiasm that we've seen over the last year. Because, I mean, a year, think of it, year and a half ago it started. It really started from immediately after the election, you want to know the truth. But a year and a half ago, we were seeing crowds of people desperate to have rallies, desperate to have anything to take back our country. And we're going to take it back. Next week, the Republican Party will hold its convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And 5 days from now, we will officially accept the Republican nomination for president of the United States. Right? And we're going to get a good senator. I'll tell you, you have a real stiff right now in office. He's a stiff. You know, your current senator, I never met him. I don't think I've ever met him. I was only there 4 years, but I don't think I ever met him. I'll tell you, that's your senator. He votes with Biden or whoever happens to be furthest left. We got to get him elected. McCormick. We got to get McCormick, Press McCormick. He's a good man, too. He's a valiant fighter. He's a great, great gentleman. So we're going to bring him up can we bring him up for a couple of minutes later? A little bit later. All right. You get ready, McCormick. You get ready. I'll get you up here. The world will see a vibrant Republican Party that is bigger, stronger, more confident, and more united than ever before. And that's what we are. We're the most united party. Now, I'm watching the fake news go crazy because they're saying the Republican Party has not been united since Ronald Reagan like it is right now. It was united under Ronald Reagan the second time. It was very united. And they said there's never been anything like it. They've never seen a movement like this. Make America great again. You know, Joe Biden talks about we have to stop MAGA. MAGA means make America great again, Joe. It means make America great again. That's all we want to do. If he was doing the job, I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some beautiful place with a gorgeous ocean, the Mediterranean, the Atlantic, maybe the Pacific. Thank you. Thank you. Instead, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a senator elected and to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it, and it's not easy because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people, criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here, and it's much tougher than if it happened. We had the strongest border ever. In recorded history, we had the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because these teleprompters are so damn boring, I try and explain that. Oh, there's a, wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's sad, take a look at what happened.
Move to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Hawkeye.
So at around 10 minutes, nakita po natin, and this is a live feed from kanina, hindi po to edited, at nakita natin yung apparently na nakabaril na yung sabi nilang assassin at yung mga Secret Service kasalukuyang sinisecure si President Trump. And they're trying to get him off the stage securely because kailangan makita muna nila baka may ibang mga attacker. So, and while they were bringing him off the stage, nag-ano si Trump sa audience na okay ako, at nagpakita siya na lalaban pa rin tayo. Sabi niya sa audience, fight. Pero ito, duguan na siya dito sa tenga niya.
Well, there you go, guys. We got unbelievable information right now as we see President Trump being taken away from the podium there in Butler, Pennsylvania. We did hear some shots there. We don't know what it was that happened. You're looking at the same thing we're looking at right now. I was literally without the suit jacket, just watching the coverage. We heard the loud noises, and we are live right now on Right Side Broadcasting Network, and we are seeing something that is very concerning at this point. Not sure, again, what happened there. We do know that people got towards the ground. We don't know any details. We're watching this live with you throughout this country and some around the world. The leader of the free world is right there in Pennsylvania, Butler, Pennsylvania, 35 miles north of Pittsburgh. And we heard a number of pops. That's what I'll call them for now, pops. I mean, there could be firecrackers, or it could be something a little bit worse than that. So I'm not going to speculate. I'm just saying what, general things that would make that kind of noise. I heard about 6 to 7 of those noises. I did hear a loud scream there. I'm not sure specifically what happened there. Maybe producers, if we want to get Vanessa and Nikki maybe live, since they're on the scene right there, if they can get ready, let me know when they're ready. I'll make sure the
Okay, so yun ang nakitang coverage ng Right Side Broadcasting. Right Side Broadcasting Network is an independent broadcasting company that has been covering Trump since he was elected in 2016. So they had the live coverage kanina. Kita mo yung reporter, hindi na alam kung mangyayari. So you saw it in real time. So nakita po natin maraming tao at what we know from what happened kanina is may isang namatay sa may bleachers. Di alam kung saan galing o kaninong galing yung shooter, yung bala na pumatay sa kanya. At sinasabi nila yung shooter daw na sniper pinatay na rin ng FBI. Marami pong lumalabas na balita na parang bakit medyo hindi na secure yung lugar at bakit parang mabagal ang pag-secure nila kay Trump. So whatever the investigation comes out of it, we will monitor that and see. The important thing to note is and what we know now is okay na si Trump at lumipad na sa next venue niya at lumalakad siya. So may sugat siya sa tenga, sa taas ng tenga niya daw na tinamaan ng bala. Parang grazing shot. So inayos yon sa medical. Pero nakakalakad naman siya, wala siya. Ang balita rin po namin, meron picture na kumakalat dyan sa YouTube, sa Twitter, na may isang tama rin siya sa katawan, galing, pero may bulletproof vest kasi siya suot. Pero yung ng bala, pinakita doon. So this is what happened today, and this is the leading candidate for the U.S. elections. And more than that, this is not an ordinary election. Alam po natin yung stakes at alam natin yung situation sa mundo. So this is when this happened. Kamakailan lang yung NATO, just to give you context, yung NATO po, yung North Atlantic Treaty Organization na sa Europe, naglabas sila ng statement na pwede na sila maglagay ng mga missiles sa iba't ibang countries in NATO to attack Russia. So this is an escalation again, another phase of an escalation to war. This is very, very, very dangerous and very concerning to the world, because Putin has already said may nuclear weapons tayo at pwede kong gamitin. This is the context in which this is happening. Following the debates, the disastrous performance of President Biden, at yung mga Democratic Party na nagkakagulo kasi hindi nila alam kung sino kasi alam nila pag si Biden pa rin ang itatapat kay Trump na hindi siya mananalo talaga. At yung ibang mga tao nga nagsasabi yung 2020 elections, hindi talaga nanalo si Biden. Imposible daw. Sinasabi nila, imposible na yung 81 million votes na nakuha ni Biden. Mas mataas pa kay Obama, mas mataas pa kay Trump noong 2016. So parang imposible daw na hindi naman nakampanya talaga si Biden. So maraming nangyayaring ngayon in the world. And again, there's an escalation. Balita rin natin dito sa may Asia. We've already signed a reciprocal agreement with Japan. So that is like a mutual defense agreement with Japan. And I expect South Korea and Australia and etc. Ang nangyayari po dyan, nagtatayo ng tinatawag nilang coalition of nations ang itong mga Western nations of NATO, same NATO members, against China. The same thing that they're doing against Russia. Para pinapaligid nila yung Russia ng mga bases where they can put weapons. Same thing dito sa Asia. At kung kayo yung China at kayo yung Russia, syempre, hindi nyo yan papapabayaan, di ba? Gagalaw rin kayo. At ito yung nangyayari. At tumataas yung tension ngayon. This is the context in which this thing happens in America. Delikado po ang mundo ngayon. Ang sinasabi ng ibang tao sa US, kung namatay si Trump, kung successful yung assassination niya, civil war na sa US. Sigurado po yan, sinasabi nila. Pero dahil alam natin yung galaw ng yung mga elite at yung mga tinatawag nilang deep state, we have to expect more false flags. Ang false flag po ay parang insidente that will lead to another, it's a fake incident that they will use to further their agenda. And maingay na chismis sa X, tignan nyo po, na baka naman may mangyayari kay Biden. So, tapos ibibintang sa mga supporters ni Trump. Okay, so ito speculation lang po. Hindi ko predict yan. Yung sinasabi ko lang narinig ko at napapansin ko dyan sa Twitter, sa X, na ganun yung usapan. Okay? But I wanted to also tell you na itong nangyari kay Trump, hindi po unexpected. Marami nang nagsasabi na parang gusto nilang patayin si Trump. Kasi hindi nila matalo ito sa mga kaso, hindi nila matalo ito sa negosyo. Sinubukan lang i-bankrupt, hindi nangyari. Sinubukan lang ilagay sa preso sa mga kasong walang katuturan, hindi nangyari. Talo sila. Sinira nila si Trump sa press, sa media, wala nga. So itong assassination, yun na lang yung natitira sa kanila. And then ito nga nangyari. So I want to play a clip also, a short clip from Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is one of the most famous journalists sa buong mundo. Siya po yung nag-interview kay Putin. And this is 3 months ago. This interview was done 3 months ago. And ang sinasabi ni Tucker Carlson, alam natin kung paano mag-isip tong mga kalaban ni Trump. At natatakot ako na baka tirahin na siya. Kasi wala na silang ibang pwedeng gawin. Kasi hindi nila pwedeng payagan si Trump mag-eleksyon. Kasi sigurado mananalo. Okay, so let me play this clip para makita niyo yung sinasabi ko.
Former Fox News propagandist Tucker Carlson, I guess now he's like a Twitter video guy or something like that. Tucker says that Donald Trump is obviously heading towards assassination. That's right. The killing of Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson seems to feel, is almost inevitable. Why? Well, I guess it's because people dislike him so much and the left is committed to destroying him that naturally he will soon be killed. It's weird. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Tucker might be pushing this. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
What do you think the future holds? Is it...
I don't know.
I mean, are they going to let Trump be president?
No, of course. I mean, look, if, they protested him, they called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice on ridiculous pretenses. They fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work. He came back. Then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Then they indicted him 3 more times. And every single time his popularity rose. So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work, what's next? I mean, graph it out, man. We're speeding toward assassination, obviously, and no one will say that, but I don't know how you can reach that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, they have decided, permanent Washington, both parties have decided that there's something about Trump that's so threatening to them, they just can't have him. I mean, they're putting him on trial in March of next year in the J6 case, which basically consists of trying to send him to prison for the rest of his life for complaining about the last election. That's literally what it is. Again, if this were happening in Moldova, the State Department would issue an all-hands-on-deck order to let the world know this is not a legitimate government. And yet our government is doing it. It's like it's hard to overstate how bad this is. And I don't know where it's going, but there's a collision that's clearly imminent. And by the way, the president is senile in a way that's impossible to deny. Biden's not running the government, so I don't know, man. I've never been this worried about anything as I am about where this is going.
Now, there are so many lies in there, aside from the assassination bombshell, which we're going to talk about here. It is almost impossible to fact check that entire thing. The claim that Trump was indicted because of his opinion about the election, at this point, only the most ignorant or partisan could possibly believe that that's true. It says in the indictments, this is not about what Trump said regarding the election, whether Trump's opinion that he won was a lie or not, or true or not. That has nothing to do with why Donald Trump is actually being indicted here. It's because of his actions, not the fact that he thought he won, rightly or wrongly. They want to put him in prison for the rest of his life. Well, I mean, listen, it is not the Justice Department's fault. It is not prosecutors' fault that Trump is almost 80 and unhealthy and obese. And so statistically, it makes many prison sentences likely life sentences. It's nobody's fault that that's the situation. They're not trying to put Trump in prison for life. He's facing 91 felony counts across 4 different indictments, and even a conviction on a few of those could get him a decade in prison, and then you do the math based on Trump's health and weight and the entire thing. Fine. Let's talk about the assassination piece in a little more detail. First and foremost, Tucker knows that it is not likely that Donald Trump is going to be assassinated. He has Secret Service protection for life. He's extraordinarily well protected. They don't even let anybody go near Trump holding a glass bottle. There's a video of some guy having a glass bottle taken from him by Secret Service before he was even allowed to go and shake Trump's hand or say hello or whatever. But that's not the most interesting part of this. The most interesting part of this is, why even float this? What's interesting about a possible assassination? Oh, well, maybe it's stochastic terrorism. Tucker has the idea, if I mention someone's going to assassinate Trump, then someone in my audience will try. That's too concrete. There's another bigger story here. Tucker Carlson might intelligently realize Trump is more useful as a martyr to the cause. What Tucker remember when Tucker said he despises Trump vehemently or something like that? And then, of course, I guess somehow they made up, but that was leaked, that Tucker despises Trump significantly, vehemently, something along those lines. Understand that Trump as president is less useful to the fascistic, authoritarian populist types like Tucker than a dead Trump. This is not about Tucker's trying to kill Trump personally. This is about, is he more useful as a martyr? And if you look throughout history, there are many martyrs that have served as symbols of resistance, icons of movements, and they were more useful dead than alive to those who cynically sought to exploit them. Because when a figure becomes a martyr, their legacy will often become larger than life. They are free, as Trump is very much subjected to right now, the day-to-day criticisms. Oh, he wrote on a thing with a Sharpie. It's ridiculous. Or he mimicked a disabled reporter. He's got this indictment, that indictment. He's accused of these crimes and those crimes. Okay. Once you become a martyr, you're free from all of that scrutiny. You faced it when alive, and now you become almost mythologized. And being mythologized in that way can rally and galvanize supporters, and it can become an opportunity for Tucker and all of the other right-wingers who think Trump is a doofus, and I assume that Tucker thinks that because he said it to some degree, and also because he seems a little too smart to think anything other than that about Trump. People can then choose Trump's replacement or at least weigh in on Trump's replacement. So I am not making the conspiratorial allegation that Tucker is trying to get someone in his audience to kill Trump or to try to kill Trump. I am not making the allegation, which would be completely unfounded, that Tucker is involved in some kind of plot to kill Trump. I'm not saying any of those things. The only thing I'm suggesting is that Tucker's rant may be somewhat inspired by Tucker recognizing that at this point, the damage that Trump is doing to the right is significant. 2018, 2020, 2022. We'll talk in the next segment. What might this lead to in 2024 if Trump is the nominee? Tucker might realize this guy might be more useful to the movement as a martyr in which all of his supporters can smoothly be transitioned over to supporting whoever we determine is going to be the righteous replacement to Trump. Something to think about. Practically speaking, Trump is not about to be assassinated. It's just not going to happen. That I would bet money on. Could Trump die in a number of different scenarios? Of course. Is there a likely assassination coming? The answer is no.
Okay, that's our segment of Tucker Carlson. This happened last year pala, September nung 1 year ago. Pero obviously, tama si Tucker and yung si David Pacman, yung YouTube host, medyo mali. Kasi sabi niya, is there likely indication na ma-assassinate attempt si Trump? Hindi daw siya naniniwala doon. Pero it came to pass. So, ang sinasabi lang ni Tucker at that time, na lahat na sinubukan nilang sirain si Trump, through legal means, through business means, through political means, kulang na lang physical, which is the assassination. So lumalabas na ganon. Cathy, you have any comment before we move forward?
Well, actually, no, kanina kasi nabanggit nung si David ba yun na Pacman. Binanggit niya na yung Secret Service life for life yung binibigay sa kanya. So ang question ko lang is, lahat ba na nagiging pangulo ng Estados Unidos ay talagang may Secret Service na tinatawag? Kasi nung tinitignan ko, napakadami nung mga Secret Service na nakapaligid sa kanya, tapos and every time na may mga gatherings or makikita mo siya sa publiko, makikita mo talaga na nakabuntot sa kanya as if alam mo yun, parang ganun ba talaga pag naging pangulo ka?
As ex-presidents, pag meron kang assigned na Secret Service.
Okay.
Pag hindi ka na presidente. So until now, sila Bush, sila Obama, meron doon. Pero, ang kakaiba kay Trump, yung Secret Service niya, para siya pa rin yung presidente. So yun ang tanong ng marami. Because, bakit kakaiba yung Secret Service na assign kay Trump. Ngayon, nabalitaan ko rin dyan sa Twitter na sinasabi ng iba na nag-request si Trump ng mas marami pang Secret Service agents kasi natutunogan nila na tumataas ang posibilidad ng may gustong patayin si Trump. Hindi siya binigyan ng extra Secret Service. Hindi siya binigyan. Number one. Number two, marami nagtatanong, yung posisyon daw ng sinasabi nilang sniper, masyadong malapit sa presidente at imposibleng hindi nakita ng mga Secret Service. Okay? So sinasabi nila, para tong inside job na nangyari. Because parang masyadong maluwag yung security. At kung may nakita kayo sa text, marami ibang angulo ng video.
Yes.
Makikita nyo, meron siyang snipers na naka-assign, ganun talaga sa taas na nagsascan sila sa paligid ng mga potential threats. Saka handa sila. Parang imposibleng hindi nila nakita sa may bubong ng isang building na just across the stage.
Yes.
Masyadong sabi nila 300 yards lang daw yung lapit. So imposibleng hindi nila nakita. Pero kaya nga sinasabi nila, bakit? Just may mga ibang videos na iba yung lakad ng mga ibang Secret Service. Now, posible ba to? Oo, syempre posible. Na inside job yan. Kasi sino ba nag-a-assign ng Secret Service? Di yung gobyerno, yung current government ng US. Sino ba yung mga kalaban ni Trump? Di yung administrasyong Biden.
Correct.
Siya po nag-a-assign nun. Now, masyado nang naka-embed or masyado nang yung mga ahente dyan na hindi mo alam talaga ano yung background. Parang dito lang, yung Presidential Security Group, di naman lahat yan mababait Kaya in charge of security of the President, when it was Duterte's time, it was a different group. When it was Gloria's time, a different group. Pero meron yata silang parang schedule na papalitan yung buong group. Just so that hindi parang for security, para hindi parang panigurado, para to make sure that yung mga tao surrounding the president, which is very sensitive, are loyal and will not be But ang dami nagtatanong dito sa Twitter na bakit hindi nila nakita ito. At bakit napatay ka agad, hindi niya alam kung sino yung may kagagawan. At hindi nila nakita ito, pero nung nagbaril siya, pinatay nila kagad. Nakita kagad nila. So, bakit gano'n? So, yung namatay dyan sa bleacher, ano yan? Reporter ba ni Trump o hindi? Sa bleacher, sa behind Trump, may natamaan daw, namatay. So, maraming question at maraming nagsasabi, overhaul lahat ng security, paimbestigahan yung mga head ng Secret Service dyan kay Trump. Kasi madali lang mag-assassinate. Sinasabi nila parang kay Kennedy, yung JFK, in 1963, in November, when he was assassinated, sinasabi nilang isa lang nag-assassin, pero lumalabas sa lahat ng dokumento pagkatapos na iilan yung gunman talaga. And bakit bumaba yung security ni JFK? So sino bang may control ng security ng presidente? Yun. Kasi sila yung kasama doon. Sila lang yung may control na parang, hayaan mo bumagal yung kotse. Nakabukas yung kotse, open air. So, madaling barilin. Maraming mga question. So, sino bang may control sa security ni Trump? Diba? Yan ang dapat tanungin. At sa kasaysayan ng US, ilan-ilan na yung mga presidenteng binaril at inassassinate.
Yes.
Si Lincoln, si McKinley, si
Garfield,
JFK,
Kennedy.
So all of these guys were killed. Sino ba yung may interest na patayin yung mga presidente ng United States, right?
Exactly.
Now you have a President Trump, who looks like he's going to win kung pinayagan siya tumakbo at may election. And his statements are very controversial to the world order. Yung tinatawag natin New World Order na and the global elite. Threatened sila kay President Trump. Kasi yung mga statements si President Trump ay makikipagkaibigan siya kay Putin, makikipagkaibigan siya kay Xi Jinping.
Yes.
At ayaw na nila ng gera.
Mm-mm.
Eh, siyempre, yung mga may gusto ng gera, kalaban si Trump. So marami tayong pwedeng suspects na kung sinong gustong pumatay kay Trump.
Mm-mm.
The same thing with John F. Kennedy dati. Maraming suspects na gusto pumatay kay Kennedy because sabi nga nila sa various books and documentaries after the assassination na si Kennedy ayaw magkagera, ayaw niya ng Vietnam War. Itigil niya yon. So biglang kalaban niya yung mga kumikita sa gera. Di ba? So hindi mo alam kung sino talagang ang kahit mahuli mo yung mismong bumaril at yung mga bumaril, ang hindi mo mahuli yung mastermind. Di ba?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So Trump is the same way. He represents a change of the world order. Tatanggalin niya yung mga loko-loko dyan sa Washington at yung mga tinatawag nilang establishment.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya hate na hate siya ng mainstream media. Diba? Ayaw na ayaw siya. Kita mo yung mga reporting ng mga CNN, nung nangyari yon, ang headline nila, si Trump nahulog, kaya tinanggal siya sa stage. Kahit duguan na si Trump,
Mm-hmm.
Yan yung mga headline ng CNN, NBC, yung mga yan yung mga fake news. At dito, lumalabas siya, nakita ko yung mga headline dito, nagka-copy-paste lang sila sa mga international news service. At yun ang nilalagay nilang headline din. Nakita ko sa Manila Bulletin, sa Philstar, na hindi assassination, ayaw nila sabihin assassination attempt. Lumabas na nga yung FBI, sabi nila assassination attempt. Napaka-obvious naman.
Yes.
Tapos may mga matatalinong mga eksperto dito sa Pilipinas, sa Twitter, sinasabi nila mukhang stage. Peke lang daw yung nangyari kay Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Artista kasi daw niya si Trump. Pero hindi kailangan gawin ni Trump yon. Leading siya. Mananalo siya pag nasa eleksyon na siya. Baka nga landslide. Hindi niya kailangan gawin yon. Ang kailangan gawin yung iba, yung kabila. At yung kabila is the one is desperate.
Correct.
Desperado na yan si Biden. Desperado na yan siya. May nakita akong
post
sa Twitter about, sabi nila, si Bongbong, ang presidente natin, si Bongbong Marcos, na matakot na siya kung si Trump yung presidente. Kasi obviously, sa Marcos, kumampi sa kabila.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi tulad ni Duterte, na naglabas ng pahayag also, statement of concern and reaction dito sa assassination attempt kay Trump, na si Duterte. Hindi tulad ni Duterte na si Trump and Duterte had a very good relationship.
Okay.
Right? Nagagalit nga si Duterte kay Obama, doon kumampi si President Bongbong, di ba? So this is what unless you have another reaction, Cathy, we can go to local
Actually,
issues.
meron lang akong nakita ko lang yung post ng Breaks News no sa Twitter. At dun sa post nila, pinakita nila yung statement, parang hinalaw lang nila yung isang statement ni President Biden ng US na sinasabi dito na President Biden says, "We're done talking about the debate." Sabi niya, "It's time to put Trump in a bullseye." So, ito, nangyari nga nitong July 13 na itong si Pangulong Donald Trump. So sabi niya ganon, ang comment nung is, did Joe Biden call for an assassination attempt on Donald Trump? Yun yung
Right.
question na pinost ng Brink News. Sa
Right.
Twitter.
So lumalabas yun sa iba-ibang post, no? Na nagsabi nga ni Joe Biden daw yon na parang it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. This is before the nangyari ngayon, no? So, the thing is, itong marami na silang beses na nagsasabing ganyan. Yung mga Democrats, yung mga politiko, sa mga speeches nila, marami silang sinasabing parang tanggalin na natin yan. Di ba pwede i-drone yan si Trump? Gumaganon sila. In other words, nilalabas nila na hindi ba natin pwedeng patayin yan? Okay, so itong statement ni Biden, kung sinabi niya talaga yon, it is not surprising. Kasi dati pa nila sinasabi yon. So, this recent 3-4 months, nagiging violente na sila kasi hindi nila matalo-talo si Trump eh. Yung mga kasong inimbento nila, yung fake news, fake cases, pang-harassment, natatalo ni Trump eh. At natatalo yung mga korte kasi corrupt yung mga korte. 'Di ba? So, parang wala nang gumagana, lahat na binabato na lang sa kay Trump, lumalakas pa lalo. So nagiging parang desperate move na nila to. Yan, yung ginawa nilang ganyan na pagka-assassin, yung attempt nila, is the most desperate move. Ngayon, kung i-double yung security ni Trump, mas mahirapan na sila. Yun na yung ano nila eh, yun na yung sugal nila eh. 'Di ba? So kulang na lang bombahin nila yung rally eh. Magpatay sila ng lahat ng tao eh. 'Di ba? Pero parang mangamba tayo because ang ginagawa nila ngayon, there's a way to do it. Ang pinapa-andar nila sa taong sumusuporta kay Trump ngayon na magalit sila kay Biden. Kasi ang isang teorya is this. Gagawa sila ng false flag na si Biden naman i-assassinate. Tapos ibibintang sa mga supporter ni Trump. Yun nga ang nakikita ko nangyayari. Kasi pag lumabas yung mga meme at yung mga saying ato, yung purpose is ikakagalit ng mga supporter ni Trump. Tapos gagawa silang false flag. Yun ang delikado. Kasi pag ganyan, bibintangan nila si Trump, sasabihin nila, kasalanan mo to, kasalanan ng mga followers mo to. Diba? Baka walang eleksyon. Right. And you have to know that kahit yung mga supporter ni Biden, trinatraidor na siya, iniiwan na siya. Sinasabi na ng mga mainstream media na dating propagandist ng mga Democrat Party, biglang binabaliktad na nila ang suporta kanila. Tinatanggal nila ang suporta nila kay Biden. At sinisiraan na nila si Biden na parang masyado kang matanda na, umalis ka na dyan. Ito, overnight, bumaliktad sila. So napaka-suspicious yun. Bakit ganon? Pati nga yung mga artista na ayaw nila si Trump na sinusuportan si Biden. Sinasabi na nila kay Biden, bumaliktad na sila, sabi na umalis ka na dyan. So this is the situation where this thing happens. So we have to watch closely kung ano yung mangyayari. Because we are living in very dangerous times right now. And again, the context, Trump it will affect the world in more ways than one. That's why they have to get rid of him.
Lalo na sa Pilipinas.
Sa Pilipinas and also sa Putin and Xi. Because kahit ano sabihin mo, respetado nila si Trump. At nakipagnegosasyon sila kay Trump. Alam nila na si Trump, ayaw niya yung gera, ayaw niya yung regime change. Ang gusto lang niya, patas yung labanan. Kung magkaka-trade deal tayo, patas lang. Yun yung ginawa. Ngayon, luging-lugi yung Amerikano. Kaya nawawalan sila ng trabaho, kaya nawawala yung manufacturing nila, agriculture nila, namamatay. Kaya tumataas lahat ng bilihin ngayon sa Amerika. Kaya galit yung mga tao. Kaya kay Trump sila. Ang sinasabi nilang polls, yung mga ratings, yung mga survey, wala, lamang na sa Trump sa lahat, lalo na pagkatapos ng debate. At palagay ko, lalo na after this whole event, tataas na naman siya. So, desperado na yung kabila. Kaya nga mas delikado ngayon. Kasi papasabog na sila ng, it's a very real possibility na magpasabog sila ng isang bombang nuklear. Kasi yung nila, kung hindi tayo mananalo, hindi rin pwede si Trump manalo, lahat patay na.
Guguluhin. Hindi lang basta gulo, patay na.
Yes, gano'n na. Kahit hindi nila aminin na talo na sila, gugulhin lang na lang yung mundo. Yun ang delikado. At tayo, dito sa Pilipinas, parang sunod lang tayo ng sunod sa mali. Di ba? Meron lumabas na Pulse Asia survey. You want to talk about that?
Yes, well actually yung Pulse Asia survey na nakita natin nakakapagtaka actually ilalabas yun. Ito yung mga 17 agarang 17 punto na agarang pambansang suliranin ng mga Pilipino. Kung titignan mo, maganda siguro mailabas natin etong 17 na yan. Makikita mo Itos na number 1 yung tungkol sa inflation, sa usaping inflation. Yung pagpigil sa mataas na presyo ng mga bilihin. Napakataas niya, 72%. Kabilang din dito yung problema na para taasan yung sweldo ng mga manggagawa at pagbawas ng kahirapan ng maraming Pilipino at paglikha ng mas maraming trabaho. Alam mo, tagal-tagal na tong pinag-uusapan ng KDP dito sa ating Katipunan. Lagi to mula pa kay Chairman Butch. Ito na yung dinidiscuss niya. Pero kabaligtunaan ito o kabaligtaran ito na parang nakikita ng ating mga liderato Itos na hindi parang binabaliwala, para bang ako pakiramdam ko sa aking pagtingin lang, parang binabaliwala ng mga leader natin, ng mga mambabatas natin, yung sinasabing kahirapan kasi wala silang ginagawa. Wala silang ginagawa para ibsan, tanggalin o kung hindi man pigilan o tuluyang mawala itong problema natin sa kahirapan, kagutuman. Pero makikita mo, very obvious na ang kampanya at matunog na pinag-uusapan nila yung charter change, yung tungkol sa West Philippine Sea, na kung makikita mo sa datos na inilabas ng Pulse Asia, nasa dulo siya, kulelat, dito sa 17. Can you imagine, tignan mo, ito po mga kababayan, ito po yung 17. Tinagalog na lang po namin to, hango ito dun sa Pulse Asia na inilabas po mismo nila. At ito, makikita mo, yung pang 14, yung tungkol sa pagtatanggol sa integridad ng teritoryo ng Pilipinas laban sa mga dayuhan. Can you imagine, 5%? Yan yung sabi nga nandun sa parte ng kulelat na concern o reklamo ng mga Pilipino. Ano yung unang-unang reklamo? kagutuman, kahirapan, mataas na presyo ng bilihin. Hindi pa nga nila nilagay dito yung public utilities di ba, Itos? Pero ang malaking tanong dito, Itos, anong ginagawa ninyo? Kayong si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, ngayon, lalo na sa 22, magkakaroon ng SONA, gawin nyo dito? Sana naman itong inilabas ng Pulse Asia, solusyonan ng ating pamahalaan, solusyonan ng mga mambabatas natin. Hindi yung para tayong isinusubo sa gulo, sinusubo tayo sa gera, habang nagugutom at namamatay, sa kagutuman pa lang, namamatay na ang taong bayan. Di ba, Itos?
Right. I agree. Can you put that graphic back up there? Or maybe dapat kasama kami ni Cathy sa graph. Yun. Very good. Look, yung topic 1 to 6.
Yes.
Okay, and 7 maybe, is all related. The first 7 topics are all related. Inflation, presyo ng bilihin,
Yes.
sweldo, kahirapan, walang trabaho, graft and corruption, problema sa pagkagutom, magsasaka pagbenta ng produkto nila. Okay. 1 to 7 is all related. 1 to 7, yun ang the main problem, the main issues facing our countrymen. That's what they're interested in. Yung iba, peace and order, kapayapaan, kriminalidad, batas sa lahat. But they're all related. Yung number 11, pagbawas ng pagbayad ng buwis. That's all related because you're not earning enough.
Correct.
So suddenly, the burden of tax is heavy. Kasama na dyan, hindi nila sinama, sabi mo nga, you correctly pointed out, yung mga utilities, electricity, water, gano'n hindi nila sinama.
Yes.
Pero kasama na yan sa kahirapan. Kasama na yan sa problema ng pagkagutom.
Correct.
Because the burden is there. Presyo ng bilihin. Kasama na lahat yan. So kahit hindi nila tinanong yan purposely ng Pulse Asia, kasama na, pagbasa mo to, pag nag-analysis ka, ito na yun eh. Okay? So, it belies sa sasabihin ng mga leader ng armed forces at yung mga DND na si Gilbert Teodoro, Secretary of Defense, na ito yung kailangan paglaban ng lahat ng Pilipino. Tapos you have the AFP Chief of Staff na sinasabi lahat ng Pilipino kailangan maghanda na lumaban. 'Di ba? At makipag-away, makipagdigmaan. Ayaw nga ng taong bayan.
Oo. Correct.
Ano bang pinaggagawa nyo dyan? 'Di ba? Ayaw na nga nila, hindi yan yung importante sa buhay nila. Importante sa kanila ngayon, mabuhay.
Correct.
Saka yung mga suliranin na ito, that's been there for 2 decades, 3 decades, it's the same. Kasi pahirap ng buhay ng mga Pilipino. Tatanga ka na lang kung hindi mo nakikita to. And this Pulse Asia survey, obviously, nilabas nila right before the SONA, right? And now I'm sure President and his team are re-editing yung speech niya to include this because nakita nila, ito yun eh. Kahit yung 5% na yan, pagtatanggol sa integridad ng teritoryo, parang pinilit lang nila kasi sinabi kailangan ilagay natin yan.
Oo. Correct.
Kasi kung iba yung question nila, sabihin nila, makipagdigmaan sa China, baka 0.01% ang may sumagot dyan. Di ba? Hindi aabot ng 1%.
Hindi yun ang concern ng mga Pilipino, ito.
Tapos tignan mo yung number 17.
Oo.
Pagpalit ng saligang batas.
Yes.
Wala na yung PI nyo, i-PI nyo. Di ba?
Double meaning yun
Oh, hindi. Isa lang yung meaning yun talaga.
Parehas
Diba?
PI.
Oh, so yung 1% na yan, pilit na pilit pa yan. Walang interest ang mga Pinoy sa pagpapalit ng saligang batas when ang umaharap sa kanila ay kagutuman, kahirapan, paghihirap ng buhay. Okay, so this government better wake up that these are the concerns that should be attended to. Diba? Kaya galit na galit yung mga Pinoy. Tapos pag nabalitaan nila, ang gagastusin ng gobyerno nito is 20 million para sa pagkain lang. Pagkain at inumin, party na naman. Pahirapan ng buhay na to. Tapos kasama mga congressman at senador. Tapos magpa-fashion show sila. Hindi ba yun yung parang it reminds me of dun sa French Revolution, Cathy?
Oo.
Diba? Yung French Revolution, may mga royalty. Nagugutom na yung mga tao. Gutom na gutom ng mga tao. At pumunta sila sa palasyo ng Queen and King. At sinabi sa kanila, gutom na kami, anong magagawa niyo? Tapos may lumapit sa Queen, Marie Antoinette ang pangalan niya. At sinabi sa kanya ng mga aides nila, yung assistant nila, Ma'am, yung mga tao sa labas, gutom na. Kailangan na ng pagkain. Ganon. Alam mo ano sabi niya? Yan yung pinaka-famous phrase niya. Ganun ba? O di bigyan mo sila ng cake. Ayun, nung nagrevolusyon, pugot ang ulo. Pinugutan nila ng ulo sa galit ng tao. And you feel it, na galit, yung gutom nila, pumapalit na yung galit. Nararamdaman mo kasi pahirap ng pahirap ang buhay.
Correct.
And this is not happening just in the Philippines. It's happening all over the world. Because again, the current financial system is dying.
Yeah.
The Western financial system, the de-dollarization is continuing. And those who insist on staying on the Titanic na lumulubog na at hindi sumasama sa BRICS at development, mamamatay. Yung warning ni Duterte, ni former President Duterte kay Presidente Bongbong, is nakakatakot. Ako si Presidente Bongbong, matatakot ako. Na sinasabi niya, sana hindi mangyari sa'yo yung nangyari sa tatay mo at tanggalin ka dyan sa Malacanang. When Duterte says that, it's not a mix of tatanggalin ka namin. Na alam niya yung mga nangyayari sa bayan. Alam niya yung pulso ng tao. Now, hindi siya perfect and maraming shortcomings yan si former President Duterte. But you cannot say hindi niya gamay yung karaniwang tao at yung gutom. Alam niya yon. That's his special trait. Kaya napakataas ang rating nila hanggang ngayon. And maybe his daughter took after him with this. Si Sarah. So, that's a warning to the president na you have to look outside Malacanang, your room in Malacanang, your bedroom, and see, people are hungry. Gutom ang taong bayan ngayon. Hirap na sila. At kailangan nila. Kaya nga sabi ko sa interview the other day, kung ang presidente in-invoke niya yung Article 12 at sabi niya para sa taong bayan to, we need to take control of our economy. I need to take control of the rising prices. So I have to take control of the utilities, basic goods and services, and food. Yung mga tao will support him. Garantisado yan. Ang kaaway niya, yung mga kaibigan niyang mga oligarko.
Correct.
Yan ang pangyayari dyan. Pero ano ba yung ano mo? Ano ba yung role mo as president? Are you the president of the oligarchy, yung mga mayayaman, yung mga mayayaman na pamilya? Or are you the president of 100 plus million Filipinos? That's what I would ask the president to think about. Because at the end of the day, lahat po tayo mamamatay. Lahat po tayo, you cannot take any riches with you. We all end up the same. So what is important to you while you're here is to do the right thing while you still have a chance. Yun lang, Kat.
Ako, may chance pa ba? Yun yung nakakatakot dito And naalala ko lang, no, kasi sabi mo kanina, pero mo gagastos sila of around 20 million para lang dito sa SONA. And remember, napabalita na si Vice President Sara Duterte, hindi siya pupunta sa SONA. Ano bang tingin mo dito sa mga ganyang deklarasyon niya at pagsasabi niya sa publiko, Itos? Is it dahil para ipakita niya na talagang wala na, hindi na maganda yung nangyayari? Itos?
Yes. It is a open revolt.
Okay.
Hindi siya ordinaryo lang, and si Sara is very good at, she has the charisma Gusto siya ng tao
Yes.
Iba yung dating ni Sara. She has a different charisma, and of course what helps also is because she is a Duterte. Now Sara has that charisma, gusto siya ng tao, and people feel that she cares about them. Okay? So that's a very, very positive thing for her. Now, hindi po natin alam kung ano yung foreign policy program niya or outlook niya or philosophy niya or her economic philosophy. Because as president, as a leader of the nation, you have to have strong aspect. You cannot leave it to ang palagay ko lang kasi ang mali ni President Duterte may sentido común siya. At alam niya yung simple, yung kailangan ng simpleng tao, pero yung economic managers niya, nilagay niya yung pareho ng pag-iisip ng economic managers ni Pinoy at ni Gloria, at ni Erap, at ni Ramos, at lahat. Yun ang mali. Okay? He's appointing the same type of thinking sa economy. And if Sara is given the chance, assuming 2028, if she runs for office, she has to rethink what economics is. Stop listening to these people with 10 degrees in economics. That just shows they're 10 times incompetent. Because obviously what got us here is this. So obviously it is an open revolt. It is an open revolt. That is her statement. Because hindi niya pwedeng sabihin, busy ako Hindi ako pupunta sa SONA. In other words, I do not support the president. That's what it is. Let's make no mistake. That is a big thing. And she knows exactly what she is doing. Kat.
One more thing, no, Itos. Kasi niisip ko lang, what if kung halimbawa, kasi ito yung gusto kong, siguro panawagan ko na rin personally sa ating Vice President. Kasi, remember kasi mag-e-election na naman, diba? Mag-e-election na naman by 2025. Ang mga Pilipino, alam mo yon, sorry to say, sa marami nating mga kababayan na nanonood po ngayon, lagi lang silang nakatingin sa kilala ba yan, sikat ba yan, pamilyar na pangalan na laging nakikita. Minsan sa ganun lang sila nakatingin. At hindi sila nakatingin dun sa mga ideas na meron yung particular na tao. Sa personalidad lang tayo lagi, sa tao lang tayo lagi nakatingin. Hindi yung mga ideya kung paano at saan niya ba dadalhin ang ating bansa. At ito yung gusto kong ipakita, no, kay iparating personally sa ating Vice President na sana maglabas siya ng statement kung ano ang damdamin niya about sa ekonomiya ng ating bansa, Itos, at kung ano yung naiisip niya para maisalba niya ang taong bayan sa posibilidad na kaguluhan at higit pang kahirapan sa ating bansa. And nai-imagine ko lang, bigla lang pumasok sa akin ngayon, Itos. Na-imagine ko lang baka mamaya hindi darating si Vice President Duterte sa SONA, pero baka mamaya merong gagawa ng isang siguro parang programa separately para at nandoon siya mismo sa kabilang sa kabilang kampo. 'Di ba? Hindi naman malayo na pwedeng mangyari 'yon, 'di ba, Ito?
Hindi malayo na mangyari 'yon talaga. We wish that Sarah will come out so we see her but again, as vice president, and her it's a very strong
Personality.
you said yung statement niya na hindi ako pupunta sa SONA. It's open na yan. I'm withdrawing support.
Mabigat na statement na.
Yes, and now because I resigned from the cabinet, I resigned from all my duties as a cabinet secretary, which to her credit she fulfilled, and she tried to work together. Wala siyang politiko, wala siyang ganyan. Ngayon, vice president siya. She was elected by the people. She was not elected because she's the running mate of President BBM. Palagay po namin, she even knows ano ba talaga ilang bumoto sa kanya. And based on the reactions of people, she is the one that carried the administration. Okay, so this significant statement is like saying, okay, hindi ako pupunta. And then sasabihin niya, lahat ng yung dalawang kapatid ko tsaka yung tatay ko tatakbong senador. And nag-joke na nga siya na I'm appointing myself designated survivor. Ang dami nang na-trigger. Ang dami nang parang controversial. Nagbibiro lang naman siya. Di ba? Ang daming humihirit, ang daming nag-statement. Parang takot na takot sila sa kanya. Bakit? Right? If you're confident in your mandate and you believe you got 31 million
Support.
support, then what are you afraid of?
Correct.
I'd like to also segue again, questioning the automated elections. May lumabas na press con si Congressman Marcoleta last week, questioning the Miro, yung wala na nga yung Smartmatic and Dominion Smartmatic service, pero itong Miro from Korea kuno mag-o-offer ng automated elections. And ngayon nagkakaproblema because parang ang daming bank account na kailangan dumaan na umikot-ikot, and may allegations pa nga na umikot sa lahat ng iba-ibang bank account bago pumasok sa bank account ng COMELEC executive. Now, yan ang nakikita ko, seryosong allegation na yon. Okay? So, now, COMELEC is not sure if it can run an automated election. Kasi pag sinabi ng Kongreso at sinabi ng iba na imposible yan at sinabi sa Supreme Court na itigil yung Miro na system na yan, ano pa ba? Balik tayo sa manual, which we support.
Mas okay pa.
Mas okay pa, and then we can make it very transparent.
Correct.
Right? And what's wrong with that? Eh di manalo yung totoong manalo. Diba?
Right.
Mas transparent sa tao with all the camera phones, with all everything like that. So, mas okay pa yon kaysa sa election na automated na dubious ang provider, dubious rin ang result.
At magdudulot ng pagkaduda ng sambayan ng Pilipino.
Dubious nga, parang suspicious. Hindi walang kakredibilidad, di ba?
Correct.
Na mangyayari. So, I wanted to say that importante po yun. Because sa US ngayon, lahat ng mga counties na gumamit ng Dominion na Smartmatic na automated system, ay nadidiscover nila ngayon na may malaking dayaan bawat county na gumamit nito na dayaan sa 2020 US presidential election. At dahil doon, tinatanggal yung mga election officials per county, per state. Tapos, pinapalitan nila, sabi nila, magma-manual counting na lang kami ulit. Mas may kredibilidad, mas accurate pa, mas transparent pa. Ano yung response ng mga Democrat at itong si President Biden? Nagpapapasok siya ng mga illegal na tao na hindi citizens ng Amerika. Tapos gusto nilang bigyan ng voters ID kahit hindi ka citizen. Kahit hindi ka marunong mag-English. Kahit wala ka alam sa American history. Bibigyan kang voters ID para makapagboto at siyempre, sino ang boboto mo?
Yung nagbigay sa iyo ng
Right.
citizenship.
Yun ang nangyayari sa Amerika ngayon. Kaya delikado sila. Kaya sabi ni Trump, kung ako'y nanalo, day number one, magiging diktador ako pero isang araw lang. Sabi niya. Para nga siyang Duterte, no, kung mabiro. Sabi niya, isang araw lang, anong gagawin mo? I-deport ko lahat ng illegal. Ibabalik ko sa mga bansa nila yon, isang araw lang. Gagamitin ko yung National Guard. Siyempre lahat ng tao takot. Tapos sasabihin lang, diktador si Trump. Nako, masamang tao yan. Kung ikaw kung tatakbo kang presidente ng United States, ang dapat asikasuhin mo, yung kapakanan or well-being of the US citizens. Kasi presidente ka ng US, right? Ngayon, ang presidente ng Pilipinas, dapat yung mga kababayan niya, Pilipino. Di ba?
Right.
Presidente ka ng Pilipinas, number one ang asikasuhin mo yung welfare ng taong bayan. Di ba? Same thing with Trump, same thing with Putin, mga Russians ang number one concern niya. Same thing with Xi Jinping, papaglaban niya yung mga kapatid ng Chinese. Correct?
Tama.
Ganun naman yun Kasi presidente ka ng bansa Wala namang masama dun
Katungkulan mo yun.
Kung nakakasakit na yung mga illegal na alien at yung mga tanggalin mo sa US. Di ba? Sentido común. That's what they'll do and I don't see anything wrong with it. Hindi ako US citizen. Pero suportado ko yung mga policies and programs ni President Trump. And I believe in his leadership. We need a strong president. We don't need a dictator. We need a strong president. And with the political will, like Duterte had. But even with Duterte, yung pagkukulang niya is to be strong-willed in the economic aspect. Huwag niyang pabayaan dito sa mga tinatawag ng tatay ko na econoquacks na kunwari marunong pero lahat sila isa lang sinasabi parate. At nasisira lalo yung bayan. Yun lang ka.
At ang laging sinasabi kasi nila itos, lalo na yung mga econoquacks na yan, yung pagdami raw ng tao, mabilis na pagdami ng tao, ang dahilan ng patuloy na paghihirap ng taong bayan. Diba? Yan lagi ang kanilang sinasabi. But anyway, it's already 8:26 na po, o 28 na po ng gabi, Philippine Standard Time, at kayo po ay patuloy na nakikinig sa himpilan po ng RMN DZXL 558 kHz AM band, at sabayan niyo po kaming napapanood sa pamamagitan ng social media accounts ng Katipunan Channel. Please like, share, and subscribe ang aming pong mga social media accounts, at syempre makinig din po kayo sa himpilan po ng RMN DZXL araw-araw. At kung may mga nais po kayong ibahagi po sa amin na impormasyon, umungkahi na nais po ninyong talakayin, maaari po kayo magpadala ng sulat troniko sa partidokdp@gmail.com o mag-iwan po kayo ng komento sa ating pong mga social media accounts. At gusto ko lang i-recognize yung marami nating mga kababayan na nag-iiwan po ng mensahe sa ating pong mga social media accounts. Maraming salamat po. At patuloy po kayo, wag po kayong bibitiw dahil patuloy po tayong sama-sama po tayo na natututo at dahil sa mga ginagawa po natin dito sa Katipunan. Okay? And by the way, it's time to read the text messages sent by our listeners. Their opinion does not necessarily reflect our own, but we reserve the right to read them to the public in the interest of freedom of speech. Okay, yan po. At syempre, mula pa rin naman sa ating kababayan na nasa Jeddah. Nako, magandang gabi po. Hello po, Ma'am Cathy. Sir Itos, mabuhay po, watching from Jeddah. Yan po ang sabi ni Joe Bederio. Marami pong salamat, Mang Joe. At sabi naman ni Gidani Menhart, pero Trump yung 20-year-old na suspect. So I guess hindi talaga siya inside job. Napaka-delikado, tinamaan ng tenga. Almost, yan hindi pwedeng fake yan. Yan ang sabi ni Gidani. At sabi naman ni Floren Education, magandang buhay po sa inyo, watching from Taiwan. Nawa ay gabayan tayo ng Ama. Mahal natin ang Pilipinas. God bless po sa ating lahat. Marami pong salamat, Ma'am Floren Education, at sana po patuloy po kayong manood at lagi po kayong mag-ingat sa po ng inyong pamilya. At mula naman kay JB Candelaria, may tanong po ako sa inyo. Go ahead, Ma'am JB, at welcome po ang inyong pagtatanong. Mag-message lang po kayo at sana maihabol pa ngayong gabi, no? At sabi, nag-check-in naman si Fernando Rosales, no? At samantala, naku, ang tagal kong hindi nakita si Sir Alfonso Preisler, no? There is more than meets the eye here. Yan ang sabi ni Alfonso Preisler. At sabi naman ni Christopher Cruz, keep up the good work, mga katipon. Thank you, Chris. At sabi naman ni Lemor Casio, wala na ang mundo kung maghari ang mga oligarko. That's true. At sabi naman ni Lawrence Robert Tampus Halpin, hybrid na lang election, sabi ni Lawrence. At mula naman kay Ricardo Hurillo, malapit na po pala ang Fashiosona. Show na. Sino kaya ang pinakamalaking gastos sa damit? Naku, oo nga. Alam mo, naalala ko nga yan dahil dyan sa fashion. Ito pa isang issue ito naalala ko lang na merong isinusulong na magkaroon ng malaking dome ba o malaking isang gaganapin na paggaganapan na event daw ni Taylor Swift. Yun lang yung naano ko, biruin mo, imbis na gamitin mo yung pera na meron ka, gagamitin mo para pang-entertain sa halip na makapag-produce ka ng mga produkto. Di ba, Itos? Can you imagine?
Yeah, just to be fair first. Ano yung statement na yan, ang pagkaalam ko this was made by the Tourism Secretary, Christina Frasco. Now, tourism has a budget, right?
Yes.
Now, ang role ng Tourism Secretary is to provide tourism, right? Now, she encouraged this. I don't know kung saan. Now, she suggested that they're planning, we can build a stadium na pwedeng pumunta dito si Taylor Swift at magpa-concert. Okay. Yes, it is sabihin na natin wrong priority, and sana naman yung ng tao kasi gagastos ka ng several million, 100 million pesos on making, or maybe 1 billion pesos on building the stadium, no? But her job is tourism. Hindi niya job ang magpakain sa tao.
Okay.
'Di ba? Hindi ko sinasabing hindi parang maganda, pero wala siyang ginagawang mali. Now, ang job ng presidente is to make sure, based on the survey, is 1 to 7, gawin muna niya. Right? So, ginagawang issue tong stadium na Taylor Swift na hindi naman talagang kailangan pagtona ng pansin yan. Diba? So ang kailangan niyang gawin, first invoke Article 12, so you will take control of basic goods and services. So our people are not hungry and will survive. Diba? Yun lang yun. Yan ang job mo, job description mo as president. Okay? Same thing. Example, Chairman Bachmann ng Philippine Sports Commission, di ba? Ang job naman niya is to make sure our athletes are well-fed and well-trained and national athletes to promote sports. Now, kung may budget silang ganitong palaki, job niya yun to push that there. Hindi niya job i-reallocate yan sa DSWD, di ba? Or sa DPWH. Hindi niya trabaho yun eh. Di ba?
Yeah, you're right.
Pero manggagaling ang lahat ng policy statements and policy direction from the President of the Philippines. Correct?
Correct, correct.
So, kung sabihin niya, mas priority ko na siguraduhin na mabubuhay ang taong bayan for the next 10 years because we can promote food, edi lahat ng resources ng gobyerno will be going to agriculture.
Yes.
And the DPWH because of the infrastructure and the Department of Energy. Yun ang priority ko. Pero di ibig sabihin na hindi ka natatrabaho, Department of Tourism at Department of or sports or whatever. Pero ito yung priority ko. Dapat klaro. Ngayon, ang nangyayari niya ngayon, parang hindi klaro yung direksyon ng administrasyon ito eh, di ba? Ang klaro, mahilig sila mag-party.
Yun lang.
And sigurado ako masarap ang pagkain nila sa sauna at yung wine at yung alcohol doon. Sigurado ako masarap rin.
Babaha ng wine.
Hindi, tsaka yung de kalidad.
Yes.
Sigurado ako diyan kasi yung alam ko yung taste o yung gusto ni mahilig yan si President BBM at yung asawa niya. Dekalidad ng lasa niyan. Hindi pwedeng lang tinapa. O hindi pwedeng simpleng pagkain yan, di ba? Hindi ganun yan. Sanay na sila at gusto nila yung ganyan yung pagkain. So sigurado ako masaya sila. Masaya yung mga congressman at yung mga asawa nila at yung mga senador at yung mga asawa nila pagkatapos ng fashion show, doon sila kakain. Sarap ng buhay, di ba?
Masaya sila habang ang sambayan ng Pilipino nagugutom. Diba? Kakalam-kalam ang sikmura. Nagkakasakit. Very
Masarap
obvious
naman ng tuyo, di ba, Cathy? Diba?
Maalat.
Maalat, di ba? Galunggong, di ba? Masarap rin naman kung
Napakamahal itos, Diyos ko. Sa totoo lang itos, yung mga bilihin ngayon ay talagang lalagnatin ka. Magkaroon ka ng 1,000 piso itos. Katumbas niyan, 100 piso na lang ngayon. It's useless. Ang pera natin, useless. Diba?
That's why it's scary because they're printing money.
Yes.
It's scary because they have to keep up with this inflation. Hindi nila alam kung anong gagawin. Kasi pinapakinggan nila itong mga dekalidad na ekonomista. Kasi wala na silang ibang solusyon kundi mag-imprenta ng pera. Ngayon, the demand for the dollar is going down. So, nagkakaproblema sila ngayon. Alam nila yon. Hindi ko alam makikinig sa ating maliit na programa itong mga taga-DSP. Masyado silang mahirap ng abutin. Pero alam nila yon. At it is a real problem. I guarantee you, ako ay hindi graduate ng economics. Wala akong degree sa finance. Hindi ako nag-aral sa Harvard or Wharton. Pero sigurado ako, problema sila sa ganito. Na nangyayari ganito ngayon. Sigurado ako dyan. At hindi lang sila, lahat ng financial experts and heads of financial institutions sa buong mundo na hindi sumasali sa BRICS. Sigurado ako dyan. Yung masaya lang yung BRICS.
Yan nga yung actually sa isang press conference ng National Academician on Science and Technology, yung mga PhD ay pinagtanong ko tungkol dito sa BRICS at kung paano, kasi sabi ko bakit baka ako ang GDP sinasabi nilang tumataas pero hindi konektado sa sikmura ni Juan de la Cruz. Yun yung mga tinatanong ko sa kanila tungkol dito sa BRICS. Pero alam mo, nalulungkot lang ako considering that all these people are talagang sabihin mo na nagsunog ng kilay, pero parang hindi ko maramdaman yung kanilang galing para maramdaman din ng simpleng mamamayang Pilipino, di ba? So,
Right.
it's so sad.
Very sad. Very sad, disappointing. Problema, nakakalungkot. Matagal nang nakakalungkot, di ba, Kat?
Yeah.
Maiiyak
Maiiyak ka.
The past 2 decades or so, or in our existence, yung Philippine LaRouche Society, tsaka yata, pare-pareho yung tema natin. Hindi tayo nagdi-deviate yun. It's the same thing we've been calling for.
Correct.
And so far, although may mga nakikinig sa atin, yung gobyerno, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung kanilang, how do you say, party. Diba? Habang yung bansa,
Lugmo.
wala. Hindi mo na ma-spelling yung kalungkutan ng tao at wala ng pag-asa. And right now, obviously, bumabalik yung krimen, bumabalik yung droga, bumabalik yung... Ngayon, sa mga Facebook, dyan lang sa Facebook, ang daming nawawalang bata.
Yes, bata, teenager,
Yes.
'di ba? Nakakatakot. Naalala ko nga yung palabas na Sound of Freedom na palabas. Sabi ko parang nangyayari na dito. Actually, matagal na nangyayari, sigurado ako, Itos. Pero mas malala ngayon. Pero ang tanong dito, bakit mas lumala? Sino ang nagpapalala?
Right. And also not just parang madaming nawawala, missing and all of that. Maraming namamatay.
Yes, I agree.
Yung Facebook, yung kaibigan ko, si Chino Trinidad.
Yes.
Sports reporter, kaibigan natin yun. I worked together with him in GMA and even when I was in ABS-CBN as a reporter. Mabait na tao yun. Medyo siya magsalita, medyo agresibo, but siya, very truthful. Hindi siya magpapa sa iba. So he was a good guy, si Chino. And he was and it's unfortunate, 56 years old.
Too young.
Heart attack. Just like that. And people are dying and people must recognize the cause.
Yes.
Alam ko lahat ng tao takot aminin. Pero hindi na masyado ng maraming ebidensya. Galing kay Super Sally, CDC Philippines, di ba?
Yes.
Obvious na. So, this is what's happening to the world. And not just in the Philippines, but all across the world. Something has to be done. Yun.
Well, you're right, Itos. At sana may mangyaring milagro. Milagro nga ba? Anyway, tuloy po natin yung ating mga pagbasa ng mga text message mula sa ating mga kababayan na nanonood po ngayon. Mula naman kay Shello CG, I agree VP Sara should hold her own version of SONA, detailing the real state of the nation. I'm sure mas accurate yan compare sa version ng government. At mula naman kay Boyet Periabras, good evening mga katipon. Buti na lang at hindi napuruhan si Trump. Baka mailigtas na ang mundo sa digmaan kapag nanalo si Trump. Yamado si Trump. Yan ang sabi ni Boyet Periabras mula sa Subic. At mula naman kay Mark Neil Orog, the most interventionist country cannot solve its own problems of peace and order. Pathetic America. At sabi naman ni Fernando Rosales, witnesses were not heard by security personnel nor made response that a person on the roof has a gun. Biden do not want to give security to Trump. At sabi naman ni Bienvenido Premicia Stan Jr., sabi niya, Trump said he will stop the war. Now, the right will say, China, Russia attempted to assassinate Trump. War continue instead of stopping. Okay, sabi naman ni Forever Young, inside job yan, sir. Kasi pansinin niyo po, pinabaril muna yung assassin bago pinatay. Ang plan dyan siguro, patay si Trump, patay din ng assassin. Second lang ang ganda ng security, ibig sabihin naka-target lock na siya. Hinintay niya lang ang putok ng assassin. Okay. Sabi naman ni Ignis, mga arms dealer talaga. May puruhan negosyo nila apektado at si Biden ang perfect fall guy. At sabi naman, ako, nakaganon si Frank Enrique Isdal. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Frank. Naka-thumbs up pa siya. At sabi naman ni Halpin, si Obama bumaligtad na. Ayaw umalis ni Biden because of massive campaign funds. 76% wala tiwala kay BBM na. Kaya niya isolve ang inflation. The 5% President BBM, more foods in the table, mura kuryente, tubig, healthcare. Good luck. At sabi ni Fernando, they will do a Samson scheme. Damay-damay na Taylor Swift concert hall. Pagtanggal nila sa kagutuman ng mga concert party, etc. Paano maganda sa gera? Puro gutom. August daw, magbebenta ng 29 pesos per kilo ng bigas para sa soda. Yan ang tanong ni Fernando Rosales. At mula naman kay Shelo, I think Trump will choose Tulsi Gabbard as vice president and their anti-war policies are a threat to the military-industrial complex. At sabi naman ni Rosales, 20 million sa Senate? At sabi naman ni Tess Balburias, good evening po Sir Itos, Ma'am Cathy, napakamanhid na. Nakita niyo po ang interview ni BBM, nagtatapang-tapangan siya sa sagot niya about Kibuloy. Pinagkakaabalahan nila pero ang presyo ng bilihin forgotten. Saan mapupulutin si Juan de la Cruz? Sa Cancun. Obvious ba? At sabi ni Lawrence, sure ako, si Madam Maharlika may sarili zona. Ayaw daw niya maging leader ng oposisyon. Wala na siya iba pupuntahan. Okay? At sabi ni Tess, meron daw pong sariling zona si VP as per her supportera kasi officially di na siya member ng cabinet. Yan. Meron pa. At mga nagpapahabol. Sabi naman ni Ricardo, mukha naman pong loyal yung chairman ng COMELEC ngayon. Ba't nila hinahanapan ng dungis at butas? Bakit mahirap ba makalusot sa loyal? Nakangiti talaga yung emoji niya. At sabi ni Jess Kubitan, good evening po sa lahat. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Jess. At marami po ako, natutuwa po ako dahil marami po mga bagong pangalan na nagko-comment ngayon. At sabi ni Sheherazade Alonto, mga palamunin lang naman ang taong bayan. De Kalisa pa ang palamunin ng mag-asawang bangag sa Malacanang. 10 ng kanilang alipores na palamunin din nating lahat. Nako, parang galit na si Ma'am Che. At sabi ni Cesar Soberano, naka-check-in siya, mabuhay ang KDP. Thank you, Cesar. At sabi naman ni Algo, please also pray for former US President Trump, who is also fighting a political swamp with alliance of radical leftist ideology. Thanks to all. Yan po ang ilan lamang po sa mga text message. Alam niyo po, nadadagdagan pa po yung mga comments ng ating mga kababayan as we, even pagkatapos po ng ating palatuntunan. Anyway, it's already 8:47. It's 8:48 na po ng gabi, Philippine Standard Time. At syempre kayo po ay nanonood pa rin dito sa impilan po ng RMN Dizexel 558 kHz. AM band at sabayan niyo po kaming napapanood sa pamamagitan po ng social media accounts ng Katipunan Channel. Ito po ang palatuntunan ng ating Katipunan na inyo pong mapapanood at mapapakinggan tuwing araw po ng linggo alas 7 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi. Sa panghuling bahagi po ng ating palatuntunan, hihingin po natin ang pangwakas na mensahe po ng Pangulo ng Katipunan ng Demokratikong Pilipino na si Itos Valdes. Itos?
Thank you, Kat. So the events of this today, na may attempt sa assassination ni President Trump, attempt to assassinate President Trump, is very significant. It's because it shows that we have entered into a new phase of this crisis, and this will accelerate the economic crisis happening in the world. There is no relief except through BRICS. And again, our president has to realize this. Things will get worse. there might be more incidents in the US. There might be more incidents dito sa Russia and Ukraine and NATO. And definitely there will be more incidents dito sa may South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. So we need, as a nation, we need our leaders to come together and give us a sense that they are thinking about our welfare. Prices of goods will go up, and I cannot tell you that things will get better, because all indications and everything happening in the world, things are going to definitely get worse. But again, yung laban po natin is to keep making noise. Be as loud as you can about these things. Share the videos if you think our show is worthy to be listened to, and tell your friends about it. Get together with your own groups and in communities and talk about these issues. Importante po yun, because in the coming period, we will look for leaders who will know what to do. And kayo po, tayo, we have to be our own leaders and take control of the country. Inch by inch, slowly, eventually, we'll be able to turn things around. Until then, we'll see you all next week. Salamat sa pagtangkilik na ating programa. We appreciate all your comments, suggestions, and questions every week. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Kat?
Thank you so much, Itos, at maraming salamat lalo na sa mga impormasyon at na mga ibinabahagi mo sa taong bayan. Anyway, sa ngalan po ng mga katipo ng palatuntunan ito at ng pamunuan po ng Radio Mindanao Network at syempre sa pamunuan po ng Katipunan Channel, lalo na po kay Ver Archivido, sa ating mga transmitter engineers and technician, mga broadcast technician po natin, sa lawat labas ng himpilan po ng DZXL, lalo na po kina Engineer Domenador Abogado, kila Valentin Villasica, kila Ray Albesa, kila Erwin Makatangay, of course, at kila Cecilio Vilienzo, at kay Alex Abilon Sr., no? At kasama pa rin yung ating mga transmitter technician na sina Chris Narvaez Jr., si Daniel Fagonilo, at si Richard Ramirez. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. At syempre, lalo na sa pamunuan po ng RMN, ng Radio Mindanao Network, sa ating pong mga kasamahan po dyan, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsuporta po sa Katipunan Channel, lalo na po kay sa pamilya pong Valdes. Anyway, kami po ay pansamantalang nagpapaalam at nagpapasalamat na sinamahan ninyo po kami ang Hora de Peligro ng ating bayan at ng buong mundo. Hanggang sa linggo po muli mga katipon, alas 7 hanggang alas 9 po ng gabi. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Inyong napakinggan si Itos Valdes kasama si Cathy Cruz at iba pang katipon na nakilahok sa talakayan.
Ating Katipunan.
Samahang muli si Itos Valdes sa susunod na linggo alas 7 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi sa himpilan ng RMN DZXL 558 kHz AM band at social media accounts ng Partido KDP.
Ating Katipunan.